How y'all doing? How y'all doing? It's your boy. It's your boy Mark. And I'm here. I just finished work. Work was a little uneventful. It's kind of weird because I've had so many chaotic days at this job that to get probably like a week and a half where nobody has been attacking me, um, everything has been generally pretty positive and productive. It's like I don't know what to do. I'm like, where's toxicity? Because that's what I'm used to. That's so bad to say, but I'm not even lying. There has been so many like toxic or negative moments that this little 2 week break where that hasn't been happening, and everything that's been happening is mostly just good news. I'm like, how do I process this? What am I supposed to do with that? What am I supposed to do with that? Because I'm used to my back being against the wall and just fighting my way off the wall. So when I'm like off the wall and nobody's swinging at me, and I'm just kind of comfortable and I'm chilling, I'm like, okay, you know, now what? When does the other shoe drop? But I'm trying not to be that way. I'm trying not to think that way, and I'm trying to just take things day by day and enjoy the moment. Enjoy the moments of peace when they come. You would go live during my afternoon nap. Hi, chocolate. I will listen. I was actually about to put on. I actually put on Mickey's. Somebody screen recorded Mickey's TikTok from I don't know today, yesterday. So I was actually about to watch that, and then I changed my mind and said, "Let me go live instead." Because you have about 30 seconds to capture my attention. And I watched the first 30 seconds of said video, and she was basically just like, I just came back from out of the country. I'm doing my unboxing. There's this trench coat that I wanted to find. And I was like, not enough. There was somebody messy in the comments who was like, hate traditional black woman. But she didn't even really address that. So maybe she addressed it further on in the TikTok, but I'm not one of those to really watch an hour's worth of somebody's TikTok. And it might sound strange to say, because I'll do like an hour, 2 hours of my own lives, and people will watch me. But when it comes to me watching attention for that span of time, to tell you the truth, because I have a short attention span. Look at her box. Good. Yeah, I was gonna take a nap as well. Everybody takes naps here. It's like 4. It's 4 o'clock. I wish I could take a nap at 4 o'clock. I guess it's 3 for you, chocolate, but it's 4 for Ma. That's an odd time to take a nap. You were asleep and in class. You were sleeping in class, or were you taking an online class? Because I'm trying to figure out how that works. I'm on a roll with the lives. I don't go on lives. Sometimes I just don't go on the lives when I don't have things to talk about. So, and today's one of those days. I'm just freestyling. I actually looked back at that video that you were asking me what I was saying in it, chocolate, and actually at that exact moment of that clip that I had posted of speaking to Hannah, I was asking her if she binged watched The Amazing Race before she went on it, and she was like, "It's not a show to binge." She was just like, "It's not that type of show." She was basically telling me that it's not something she'd be interested enough to binge watch because it's not interesting. That's basically what she said. Like, she said she liked being on the show, and she watched that one season to support Derek X and Claire. But and then she was saying that they have a lot of interesting moments that happen, but they don't show any of those moments. Like, she was basically saying that the editors of The Amazing Race kind of give it a basic edit, because she's like, there's moments in between all those activities and games and stuff and competitions that they do that are just not shown. So she said it's not something that she could see people really getting hooked on like a Big Brother. My phone fell on my face and I almost spilled my Gatorade. Mickey lied. Why? She's lying on her. She's lying on her live. Is that why you're saying that? Yeah. Anyways, sorry, I was getting a call. T-Core hat gate was that Mickey wore this hat in the house, and it was this crow. It's muted, but my mute button is not on. But if it's still muted, I'm gonna just turn this off. Now I'm about to go on mute. All right, now I'm not on mute. Okay. I got to the laundromat Asian lady talking about, I hope I didn't give away your clothes. I'm like, I don't know if you're making a joke, but you give away my clothes, you owe me for every single piece of those clothes. I don't know what would happen if I got to the laundromat after dropping off my clothes and somebody actually gave away my clothes. Like, that would be wild. I hope that never happens to me in this life. But I think she was actually joking, but my anxiety, the way it's set up, was like, what do I do next if I don't have my clothes? I don't know if y'all remember my gas station story. Where are you going? How are you gonna get around me? Like, what are you doing? Anyways, I don't know if y'all remember my gas station story, but there was this one day when I was at the last job, and shoot, man, at that job, it was a travel job. So as y'all know, I was in my car all the time. I was in my car all day. So every single live that I did, Big Brother recaps, whatever I was doing was always in my car, like 95% of the time. I still do a lot of lives in my car, but before it was like, yeah, let's get this person out of there. Okay. But before, it was just like, the only time I had to do lives was in my car because when I was done with work, I was so tired that I couldn't even stay up, function, or whatever, right? So, anyways, here's the thing, right? Um, I because I was going to visit people, their houses, hospitals, whatever, and it was in New York City. I had to pay for the gas to get me to whatever place that I was going to. Sometimes I had to pay tolls. Sometimes I had to pay for parking. And all these things were not, they got reimbursed once a month. So out of pocket, I'm paying for all that stuff and losing all that money. And let's say that I was spending on average maybe $100 a week on those things. $100 a week on gas, tolls, and parking. So like $400 a month coming out of my own paycheck to not be reimbursed until 2 weeks into the following month. So 6 weeks worth. So let's say $600 I'm spending out of pocket before I get a reimbursement, right? So I used to be tapped out on money. Let me refresh. Yeah, I used to be tapped out on money. It's showing me zero. I don't know. I hope it's still on, but it's showing me zero people. But I used to be tapped out on money because of this. So I remember this one day, I had some troubles with my car that I had to pay for, and I had some other random bills come up or whatever, and then I was like, what am I supposed to do here? So I was literally down to probably less than $40 in my bank account at this point in time. And then I had like a $20 bill because I had taken out some cash, and I said to myself, I'm willing to let some bills lapse if I have to, and I'm going to take this cash and I'm going to use this cash up. Like if I need to buy things between now and payday, I'm just going to use this cash. And then I remember I was down to my last $20, and payday was the next day. I had $20 in my hand. So I go to the gas station. So I looked at my gas tank, and I had to go to somebody's house. And because of how far away I knew that house was from where I am and the traffic, the combination of those two things, I was like, I'm not going to make it to this person's house with the amount of gas. I was trying to save that $20 for like food or something. But I'm like, I can't make it to this person's house uh, with this $20. I mean, without putting this in my gas tank. I said, well, you know what? I'm going to get paid tomorrow. So let me put this $20 in the tank because I have to work. Like, if I can't get to the house, if I don't have enough gas to get to the person's house and back, then I can't work. So I go to the gas station by my house that I've been going to for years, and then I was like, I'll take $20 on pump whatever, pump 5, let's say, and then I start pumping the gas, and I'm pumping the gas, and it stops on $10. And I was thinking to myself, there's no way that it's stopping on 10 when I gave 20. And I was like, what in the world? I'm like, my gas tank isn't full, so why in the world did it stop on 10? So I'm thinking that it's some kind of a system glitch. That's what I'm genuinely thinking at this time. So I go over to the guy who I gave the $20 to, and I said, sir, there's some kind of problem on pump 5. And he's like, oh, what's the problem? I said, the problem is I gave you $20 and it only pumped $10. He said, no, you gave me $10. I thought he was joking. I was like, no, I gave you 20. So why did it stop at 10? No, you gave me $10. I was like, have you ever had something happen to you? This would already piss me off on a regular day, but have you ever had something like that happen to you when you're on your last leg? Like, you're like, I can't take one more thing happening to me right now. And then that one more thing happens and it's extreme. That was that for me. Because I'm like, I only had $20 to my name at that time. And I used that last $20 on this gas. And this man that I just handed $20 2 minutes ago tells me that I gave him 10. And he's adamant about it. I literally said, am I being effing punked? Am I being pranked here? Like, what's the deal? He's like, no, I gave you 10. I gave you 10. I gave you 10. Look at the receipt. He's showing me a receipt. He's showing me an actual receipt that says I gave him 10. So I'm like, this is crazy. Now this is about to get crazy. So I said, give me my $10. I said, if you're not going to put the money on the tank, give me my $10. He's like, I didn't get, you gave me 10. I put 10 on the tank. I gave you 10. So I started to turn up. And then, I started to turn up. Then the supervisor, the manager or whatever, came over there. He's like, oh, what's the problem? I said, I gave this blankety blank $20 and he put $10 on the pump and told me that I gave him 10. And I'm like, I'm either leaving here with my $10 or you're putting the $10 on the pump. Like, there's no other option for you guys, is really what I was telling him. And I feel like I have never been as angry as I was in that moment in my life. And if there was a moment, it was so long ago that I could not remember it. There's no way I could remember it. So he says, okay, sir, hold on a second. What we're going to do here is that we're going to review the video camera. We're going to rewind the video camera. How long ago did this happen? I'm like, this just happened, sir. I'm like, this just happened 2 minutes ago.
And he's like, right now? And I'm like, yes, it just happened. I'm like, it just happened right now, a few minutes ago. And how could I put $10 in somebody's hand 5 minutes ago, and then all of a sudden he doesn't remember that I put $5 in his hand, that I put $20 in his hand. Sorry, I'm multitasking now. So, um, which one is on sale? One, two, three, four. So they're reviewing the game. They're reviewing. I was gonna say the game tape because I was thinking of sports. That's what it felt like. They're reviewing the video camera, and I was literally, I remember this like it was yesterday. I was pacing back and forth because I'm like, if they look at this video,
My humblest apologies. I know that there's probably going to be a lot of you that drop off, but I'm gonna continue this story. So what happened was, some people are always trying to call me when I get on these lives. So what happened was, I was standing there, and the guy told me, I'm going to review the video and see whether you handed him a $20 bill or a $10 bill. And I was like, are you effing serious? Like, I I go out of my way not to be one of those loud, obnoxious people that is so loud and obnoxious that you could become a viral video. Like, I go out of my way not to be that person. I always express myself, even if I'm angry. I still express myself at a volume, not volume, because my volume can get loud, but I still express myself in a calm enough tone that my video is not going to go crazy. This is one time that I didn't care. And I remember it felt like an out of body experience. People were looking at me, and I was like, are you seriously going to review a videotape to tell you that I gave this man $20 5 minutes ago? I said, I just put that $20 in his hand 5 minutes ago. Why are we reviewing a tape? Why are we reviewing a tape? I was like, give me my $10. I was yelling. I was like, give me my $10. Just give me my money. I said, I don't even want the money to go on the pump anymore. Give me my $10 right now. I kept saying it over and over. Give me my $10. I had my hands on my head. I was pacing back and forth in the store because I said, if this man looks at this videotape and tells me that I did not give this guy $20, I'm about to jump over here and I'm gonna end up in jail. That's how my head was thinking, because, like I said, it was something that would piss me off on my best day. Like, if I was having the best day of my life and that same thing happened, I'd be pissed off. But I was having a terrible day, and that was my last $20. It was like when Will Smith's dog died on what is it, Pursuit of Happiness? It was 7 pounds. 7 pounds. I think that was the one where he was acting in the movie by himself, and then it was just him and the dog, and the dog died. That's how it felt for that guy to tell me that that $20 I gave him was $10. Like, it was insane. So I paced back and forth. I was like, this is, I can't believe what's happening right now. I was like, this can't be serious. I'm being punked. I was like, where's the camera crew? It probably sounded funny to people who were looking at me talking to myself. I was like, the camera crew is about to come out here and tell me, you've been pranked or you've been punked or whatever. So the guy looked at the tape and he was like, oh, I have some good news. After looking at it for like 10 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes. Oh, I have some good news for you. I took a look on the tape and you did give him $20, so we're gonna put the other $10 on the pump, and you can pump your extra $10. And I was like, that's the good news. I said the good news is that after I gave this man $20 and he put $10 in the tank, He put $10 on the machine, and then I came in here to get the other 10, and he said, you didn't give me $20, and then had me standing here arguing with him and looking crazy, and then you have me stand here for another like 10 to 15 minutes as if I would hand the man $10. Like, times in my life will never be that rough that I would try to go to a gas station and give somebody $10 at the gas tank and tell them that I gave them 20. So I'm like, it's one of those things where getting the other $10 by that point in time that he gave it to me did nothing for me. I was jittery, I was angry, I was damn near having a panic attack because I was just like, you can't give me back those 20-30 minutes of my life. And now I have to get in the car and drive to go see a client. And I remember on my way to go see that client, I had an accident in the car. Somebody hit the back of my car or the front of my car. I can't remember anymore. But they hit my car. I think they ran into the back of my car right after I left the gas station on my way to go see that client. And I was like, one of the worst days of my life is complete. Just what I need, a car accident on top of that. So I don't even remember the point of me starting that story, but that's the end of it. I can't remember why I started telling that story. I just remember I said, hey, y'all might remember my gas station story, and then I started giving that, but I don't necessarily know why. But anyways, that's the end of it. I think my point was to say that I don't experience that kind of intense stress, even in my current setting. I don't experience the type of intense stress that I was experiencing at the other place. So I'm grateful for that. But I'm gonna go. Thank you for tuning in. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell. I hope this didn't cut my video off at 10 minutes and I talk for 20 minutes to myself like has happened before, but we'll see.